Recently, I've just been getting back into playing the game lately, as in actually playing the game instead of just making videos based off biased memory, just reading the Trellos. I wanted to quickly state that this is just criticism for Untitled Combat Demo Rework's development. This is one of my favorite games on Roblox, so I do really care for its development. It's not meant to be slander, more so just pointing out its flaws in its development or current existing things. Also, this video is somewhat of a rant. I will not be addressing the community in this video, not that I have much of a problem with the community, it's more so that it's not a in-game issue that can be fixed. Do you remember when the Spot or Sakuna was released? Both characters literally had no sneak peeks. It just came out randomly. Nothing to hype it up, no leaks, no sneak peeks, nothing. The entire community was just left in the dark, just wondering what possibly would be updated next. Maybe Gaster finally after 3 to 4 weeks of only balance changes? Or maybe Stage 3 Flowey or the long-awaited spam to Neo? No! It's the Spot from across the Spider-Verse. Before I continue this, I want to talk about the idea of the owner needs motivation and won't always stay motivated to make one thing. Yes, they need motivation. I am not saying that they don't. It's a passion project after all. However, that doesn't mean that every single upcoming thing should be gatekept until it's ready for some sort of public playtesting. Think about Sakuna, Player, Flowey Hivemind, and now the Spot. There were zero sneak peeks or behind-the-scenes content that we got until they were slightly playable. No hints or reveals that said, hey, this is a character we're going to be working on. The reveal that they were going to be a thing was usually from the owner's friend or the owner themselves playing that character. That's the only way we knew they existed until they got released for public playtesting. And cases like the Spot aren't any better too, since he was just randomly dropped one day. It's also not like there's not a sneak peek channel either. Like, it exists and it's very empty. Most of the stuff is really just filler, not actual sneak peeks. 200 total messages in the channel, and I'd guess about 25 or so of them are actual sneak peeks towards development. The last sneak peek we got was about 3 months ago, which the sneak itself was about the card system, which up until that point, we weren't told anything about it. My point here is that the lack of sneak peeks makes it very annoying for players to know what to expect. Honestly, the owner is sort of shooting themselves in the foot here, because if you constantly release sneak peeks of upcoming characters or even just scheduled big updates, it would generate so much hype for your game, which leads to more players joining on that day, but because the updates just come out of randomly nowhere, you don't have that privilege. Finally, let's talk about the polls. For those of you who don't know, there's a polls channel for Discord members who have over 2.5k messages to prevent new players who don't know what they're talking about or something voting. That's pretty much all you need to know before I talk about this. I don't have an issue with the polls hosted. Rather, what I don't like is that what you vote some of the times just does not matter. Take this poll for example. Player at the time writing this just only has coding and 3 moves only. 15 EXP makes sense in all honesty. It's incomplete and unbalanced, but instead of making it 15 EXP, it became free for public server usage, which led to nerf after nerf of player and the owner just trying to balance player's moveset, which for obvious reasons didn't work. It's like if Dark Lord had only his fireball moves and trying to balance his moveset around those moves. It doesn't work because having less moves means you need to make the moves stronger for them to stand a chance. Like, are you actually surprised this was the outcome of not listening to the community if literally everyone agreed that 15 EXP was fine? Do you remember when Marissa used to be EXP in Snowden because she was weak and incomplete? It's the same thing here. Both Player and Marissa shared similar traits when they were being tested. Both were weak and incomplete due to a lack of an incomplete moveset, yet one was delayed until they were actually ready for public release, and one wasn't. My main point is that there's hardly any developer-to-player communication. It's not like the developer has the time to actively play their game and balance it either. So listening to the players is essential here. They are a one-player team. They can't play the game in their free time. Let's talk about Gaster. I promise bringing up Gaster and lack of player communication will make sense in just a minute. But anyway, I don't really like nagging people for stuff. I mean, unless I get something cool out of it. But I'm just going to lay out the context behind this like a Tumblr post. Mascot of both UCD Classic and UCDR. Been around for 3 years of history. Only 6 moves. Unplayable unless you have an alt or a friend to help you to get out of the void. Several characters were released before he got an update added 3 moves. Multiple characters were released before he got his second update adding literally anything to his kit. Only one notable update, which was added 3 moves. Fourth character in UCR's entire cast to exist. 4th or 5th character, that's 7 characters at minimum that all have a lot of progress to them. Even Spot has more moves. They have 8 and he was made a few weeks ago. Yet despite his 3 years of history existing, we know literally nothing about him. Like, we don't even know if Gaster is supposed to be his own thing. We don't know, we know so few things about him that I literally don't even know what to write here. My main point bringing him up is that he's one of the many examples of the lack of player communication as I talked about a minute ago. This goes for Spamton Neo and Stage 3 Flowey. We literally know nothing about them despite them existing for multiple years by now. Okay, let's talk about the mech now. For those of you who don't know, it's literally a mech you can control that's very strong. That's it. Did you know that this exists? Like, if someone didn't post a video of them controlling it in like a Discord, in the Discord server, would you unironically know that this is a feature? No, you wouldn't. No update log saying that, hey, this is a feature, come try it out. No sneak peeks, nothing. Like, I could literally lie to your face right now about what the mech does, and you would believe me. Because to you, I'm the only source of information you have to go off of. I don't even know what the mech does, and I'm literally supposed to be the guy who tells you, hey, this thing does this. I know literally no official information about how you can actually get this thing. In fact, I wouldn't even know it existed if some guy didn't post a video of him using it. Again, the owner is shooting themselves in the foot here. Literally just adding mech update to your title would bring in so much players because they know the game updated. It's really frustrating and unfortunate to see happen to this game. Okay, let's take a step back. I want to make it very clear that none of these suggestions are just speed up the game process. Rather, they're meant to be more of a show game progress you already have. I don't think showing sneak peeks really affects motivation either. Anyhow, these suggestions are all very simple in all honesty. Like, there's not much context to give. Firstly, post more sneak peeks about upcoming characters or upcoming features. Secondly, listen to your players. They know a lot about your game since you don't have the time to playtest anything. Read polls. Ask more polls about the games and characters. This one is meant for the owner specifically, since they're the one in complete control about what gets added. Not much is done if a moderator or admin makes a poll. Third, similar to sneak peeks, give some updates on how development is going. This way your players aren't constantly asking when X character is releasing. If you said something like X character is Y% complete, your players would know what to expect and wouldn't nag you about it as much. Number 4, make use out of the EXP system. Like I've said with player, they have 3 moves and trying to balance a public character out of it is never going to work. You can still have them as available as a private server character though. This goes for any upcoming characters with a lack of an actual moveset. Number 6, schedule update releases. It generates a lot of hype and players know what to expect. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot in losing max player concurrent players because of this. Again, I just want to make it very clear that this is not me bashing on the owner's decisions. It's just simply criticism coming from someone who loves the game. If you want a summary of the problems, if you skip to the end, there's a lack of sneak peeks given out, so it's hard to know what it expects. The owner isn't properly communicating with player feedback. That stuff. That's really all I have to say about the development decisions. Let me know if you would like to see more content like this, just addressing certain topics outside of character reviews. They're always fun to make because I'm not following a formula. Like, comment, subscribe. Also, if the owner is watching, let me know if you actually watch these videos. Also, can I have pacifist? Hey, this part isn't scripted or anything, so I'm just gonna go off of this. Sorry if I seem very annoyed throughout the video. It's just really annoying to see something, the game I like so much, just have this problem that's so big it's hard to ignore. You know, you probably get how it feels with a game you really like. That's just how I feel about it. So this video was just sort of a way to vent out my frustrations about the game and possibly provide some insight for the developers if they decide to watch this. I'm not trying to be intentionally rude, so again, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm like hating you or something. That's not what my tone meant it was meant to be. Anyway, if you're just looking for where to start, I would just recommend just being more honest and open about what you post. It's would be very nice if we could just know if Spamton Neo is close to getting complete, or like just letting us know what character is gonna get updated. That would be very nice. It's like all you really need to say here would just be, "Hey, this character's getting updated." You don't need to do much other than that. Like, if you don't want to give your players false hope, then only say that after you finish the moveset and then schedule an update then. It's, I don't know. Like, again, it would just be nice if we could just know these things. Like, you can, like, I would honestly just recommend, like, always making polls like, hey, how do you feel about the new update? Do you think it needs some adjustments or some nerfs? And then just go, like, hey, let me know in suggestions. Because it would be very nice if suggestions actually meant stuff and like it was actually considered into the game. Because there's not a lot of suggestions that actually get added. Like if you looked at the channel, there's like not much stuff to it. Anyways, have a good rest of the day. I hope this somehow finds the way to the owner, because it's just would be really nice to have some closure on this. Let me know if you saw this in the comments. Thanks.